Now let us speak about the project, which we didn't mention a word before. It's the first time it's highlighted in these conferences. At this conference, we've been developing this project for 4 years, but we didn't say a word about this project because BIM in practice is something that is about practice only. And when we had some real users, thousands of users using this app, this project, we decided to disclose, to highlight this theme at this conference. I'd like to remind you that our focus, the focus of PSS Grytec, is about BIM. We have 4 dimensions. BIM implementation in B2C and B2B. We provide consulting services. We also have an educational center, an offline educational center. We also supply software. We can supply software which we teach. And we also organize this conference, the BIM in Practice conference, which is another important dimension of our work. When I was at school, I was one of the pupils who didn't understand, who didn't grasp the theme from the first time, and very often I didn't understand the teacher. When the teacher asked the class, asked the pupils if they understand the topic. But it was hard for me to say that I do not understand, because it was a shame for me to ask this question to the teacher. And I very often didn't understand the topic from the first time. Back there, I thought that it would be possible, it would be best to ask a teacher many times to explain to you this complicated topic before moving on to a more complicated issue, to a more complicated area. That would be welcoming, that would be interesting for me, and that would be better for me as a pupil. Our teachers in the educational center work with our colleagues, and we're always limited in time. We don't have enough time for everybody, for every pupil, for every student. And of course it would be better to have this input, this knowledge stored somewhere for us to be able to get back to those knowledge. Technologies are going forward. There are new interfaces. But the approach to this tutor, of this teacher, is something unique that we need to store. And we thought that it would be great to store this knowledge, to store this experience and transfer it. Our geography is vast. 30% of our students are our colleagues from other cities. The educational center is growing. We have now an office in Moscow, in Krasnodar. There are 3 classes, 3 offices in St. Petersburg. And there are many others who want to listen to our ideas, but because they are remote from us, they're distant from us, they also want to know more about our ideas. So we want to cover both post-Soviet space and beyond. Another important point. Our students say that their managers do not always let them do practice and don't always let them teach. They let them study somewhere, because this is a cautious investment, and this can influence the career of people. People may leave companies. We want investments to be returned, especially for those. It's more for those who invest in education. When we learn, we invest in ourselves. We build trust in our companies and our employers, and it's another idea, it's another motivation, incentive for us to not to leave the company, but to work inside the company. And we developed this solution, which we named Kilonewton. Kilonewton is not just a unit of force, but a platform for online, an e-learning platform. It has 3 main features. A pundit said that people only know what they need, but they don't know everything. When we created courses for the e-learning platform, we filtered, we screened information, and we received inputs from dedicated tutors. So this is the information which is indeed needed for people to leapfrog. All the courses are built in a dedicated HR account. There is functionality to see what courses are available from which companies. We see students and tutors, and we see timetable there inside the app. We also have a rating of employees, so we can track the progress and dynamics of learning. We can also track activity of a dedicated person and understand what topics are behind, and tutors are able to track this progress and understand and tailor their approaches. We also can track our own productivity, see what courses have been done, how many points we have to be able to drive further incentive to learn further. We see the total number of pupils, we can track progress, and this is a good tool to provide further incentive and help and assist these pupils, these students. Kilonewton is something you need. What we need is information. Kilonewton is a solution that provides information you really need. Initially, we didn't think about it, but online learning is actually something that builds on offline learning. We use experiences, and before sending a student, an employee, to an offline training, we provide them with the Kilonewton courses, online courses. When these pupils come to offline courses, there is a new link which is completely different, a new link between a student and a teacher and a tutor. We can learn from many reports, generally for the entire company and for individual students, and it's a good tool for us to help those students and help those employees to update their knowledge all the time. Kilonewton is something that is extremely important.